Welcome back to the channel, and huge news last night. It was a night of returns and a night of debuts on the Raw after Mania. We had the likes of Jeff Hardy and Samoa Joe return to the ring. We also had No Way Jose, the Authors of Pain, and Ember Moon move up to the main roster. We also, unfortunately, had the confirmation of Paige and her retirement. But one thing, we had an additional return to the WWE roster. We had Bobby Lashley return to the WWE. There have been rumours about this. We all knew that Bobby Lashley and his contract with Impact Wrestling had expired. He wasn't going to renew, and now he's back in the WWE. Lashley returned to the ring and he went face to face with Elias, interrupting Elias after Elias had spent some time taking the mickey out of the New Orleans fans. And Lashley showed his power once again. A one-handed suplex. He kept Elias up there for quite some time, and then he dropped him. A powerhouse suplex from the powerhouse Bobby Lashley. I thought it was a great way to almost settle him back in. You know, they didn't go all out with Lashley. He didn't interrupt the likes of a Roman Reigns or a Brock Lesnar. But I'm interested to see where Bobby Lashley goes from here, because I do think that Bobby Lashley is a main event player. I do think he could be up there challenging for the Universal Championship. He's certainly got the tools to do so. A former ECW champion. So it's interesting to see that they didn't go all out with Bobby Lashley initially, but doing what they did with him did make a statement. So he's kind of put the locker room on notice that he's back, and I would love to see Lashley versus Lesnar, because I think it would kind of be the first time that Brock Lesnar has been faced with someone that can, you know, beat him at his own game. I know he fought Braun Strowman and it was power versus power, but Bobby Lashley is a different kind of power. He's a similar power to Brock Lesnar. So there's similarities between the two. They both have MMA backgrounds, and I think it could provide a real legitimate matchup. So I do hope that WWE do venture down that route. I hope they don't leave it too late and this Roman Reigns storyline is going to drag on and on and on, and we don't get a matchup between Lashley and Lesnar. I think it's there for the taking, but you want to strike while the iron is hot, while the hype is around Bobby Lashley and his return. Don't let it peter out. So it's very exciting to see, and I want to get your views and opinions on this. I've seen Bobby Lashley live in the UK when he went one-on-one with Kurt Angle for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, and it was one of the best matches I've seen live in years. They tore the house down at Wembley Arena, so I know that on the big occasions Bobby Lashley can go all out. And that's why I believe that he is a great addition again to the Raw roster. But saying that, he might not remain on Monday Night Raw for very long, because it was also confirmed that there will be a superstar shakeup. So although we've had these new additions, like I said, like No Way Jose, the Authors of Pain, and Ember Moon, some of them could be going to SmackDown Live very soon. Bobby Lashley could go to SmackDown Live. So nothing is confirmed, nothing is for certain yet, but if Lashley remains on the Raw roster, I'm hoping that he gets put in that top tier to face the big guns of the WWE. Now, some other things that happened on this week's episode of Raw, which I have to say was thoroughly entertaining for the full duration. The 3 hours, it didn't feel like 3 hours because there was so much going on. But then again, this is the Raw after Mania, so surprises do happen, and we can't have those surprises each and every week. But Jeff Hardy made his return to the ring, back from injury, and it seems like Jeff Hardy is going to be doing things on his own, although there was a backstage exchange between him and Woken Matt. and also Woken Bray Wyatt. So it looks like Matt and Bray are going to be a tag team, and Jeff Hardy is going to do it alone. And Jeff Hardy this week was involved in a 6-man tag main event match with Seth Rollins and Finn Balor going up against the Miztourage. So I'm wondering if Jeff is going to slot into the Intercontinental Championship fold. Nevertheless, I think it's a good idea. I was actually going to make a video about this, talking about how Jeff should be a singles competitor, because I don't think the Woken gimmick really helps him or WWE. I kind of expected that WWE would want Jeff to be on his own, because he's much more marketable as Jeff Hardy, the Jeff Hardy brand, the charismatic enigma. So I didn't think that they would want to go down the full Brother Nero route, although it was nice to see the continuity between Woken Matt and Jeff, that they did acknowledge the Brother Nero gimmick. Bray actually called Jeff Brother Nero, so that was nice to see. But Jeff Hardy is going it alone, so where will that take Jeff Hardy? Would you like to see Jeff involved in the Universal Championship picture? Where would you like to see Jeff end up? Because he's still definitely got it, and it could be like his final run as such. So I'm interested to see where Jeff goes on his own too. Also as well, like I said, we did have debuts. No Way Jose kind of got the knockoff Adam Rose gimmick. Yes, his dancing and everything from NXT, great, but the entrance with like the conga line, whatever you want to call it, kind of felt like the Rosebuds had returned without Adam Rose. Not that great, but he came in, had a squash match, made his debut, done and dusted. The Authors of Pain, you know, they ditched Paul Ellering. That was a shocker. Didn't see that coming. He came out, and then the Authors of Pain decided to say, no, we don't want you anymore. Is that a good idea? I'd have to say that I would have kept Paul with them a little bit longer, seen how things gone. Maybe then they could have ditched him after they'd established themselves a little bit. Kind of worried, because they were hyped as this dominant team. They were even hyped, I think Corey Graves said, the most dominant team in NXT history. Well, we've heard that one before when they talked about the Ascension. So I hope that the Authors of Pain are protected a little bit more than the Ascension was. Otherwise, they'll be wearing face paint as a Demolition knockoff anytime soon. So I hope that doesn't happen, but just keep that in mind. So the Authors of Pain are now going on their own. Will they get a new manager? If so, who would you suggest for that to be? Let me know in the comment section below. And Ember Moon moved up as well to the main roster. She teamed with Nia Jax this week, but Ember Moon is going to be a great addition to the women's roster, and it makes me wonder if maybe Asuka will stay on SmackDown Live. Obviously, again, we've got a superstar shake-up, so nothing's for sure. So, it was a busy episode of Monday Night Raw. Again, the sad news of Paige and her retirement too, retiring in New Orleans. So, you know, that was the sad note, but plenty of positives as well. The big one, Bobby Lashley returned to the WWE. Oh, and one final thing, Samoa Joe being back is a blessing. Him interrupting Roman Reigns and giving Roman Reigns a verbal slapdown once again, talking about Brock Lesnar owning Roman. I love Samoa Joe. New ring gear too, looked pretty epic as well. But Samoa Joe is back, and Joe is going to be waiting for Reigns at Backlash. So that's a match that's coming in the future. So that's exciting to see. It seems like that the route for the Roman Reigns story now is to stack the odds against Reigns. You know, he's got to fight Brock Lesnar again inside a steel cage for the Universal Championship. Then he's been shocked that Brock's re-signed with the WWE because he thought, much like everyone else, that Brock was going to UFC. So the storyline keeps unraveling with Roman Reigns, and now he's found out that he's got to face Samoa Joe at Backlash. So it feels like Roman, in a way, is being hard done by, and that things are mounting up against him. Come on, we all know that they're not being mounted up against him. He gets given every opportunity possible, but that's the story that WWE are going for. Anyway, get involved via the comment section below. Let me know what you thought of, number one, the Raw episode itself. I thought it was a very good Raw after Mania, but also what you think's going to happen with Bobby Lashley. That's what I want to hear about the most. Where do you want to see Lashley go? And also, what do you think's going to happen with Jeff Hardy in a singles run? And one final thing, are you still enjoying Roman Reigns being in the position that he is? I'm going to say it right now. Nobody should kick out of 5 F5s. He did. I thought it was a joke. And I kind of think now that we do not want another year-long storyline of Roman Reigns and his build to WrestleMania again. I honestly thought that they should have given the championship to Reigns to just have it over and done with. But they didn't. Reigns is still not the champion. His story continues. And that concerns me quite a lot, that we're going to get the same thing again next year. Would you like that story to just be done and dusted now? I think I would. Get involved by the comment section below. And all that's left to be said is please rate, comment and subscribe. It was an exciting and entertaining episode of Raw. It's got me hyped. SmackDown Live tonight. And this is Delzinski signing out.